Welcome to my very first pregnancy update video. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for my very first pregnancy update video. I'm so excited to make this one. I am currently just turned 5 weeks pregnant, so I'm going to be reviewing my 4-week pregnancy symptoms and everything to do with that. So if you are also pregnant or you're just interested in this video, then keep on watching for all that information. On my channel, I'm going to have a whole big series of pregnancy videos, so if you are also pregnant or interested in that content, then do subscribe, because there's going to be a lot of that out there. This is my second pregnancy. I already have a son called Samuel who is 22 months, and he's the joy and delight of my life. So I really wanted to document my journey with the second pregnancy, because my first pregnancy I found YouTube videos to be so helpful and such a lifeline during that time, and so just informative and makes you feel like you're not alone. So I really wanted to add my input to this YouTube community. So I am currently 86 centimeters or 34 inches around the widest part of my waist. This is my kind of starting weight, not weight, but starting measurement, I would say, because I wasn't a super skinny malink to start with. So that's my starting weight, starting measurement, because I'm not really getting any bigger yet. The little baby is like a little tiny blob, the size of a sesame seed or an ant, and it's just so cute. If you don't have a pregnancy app, I would highly recommend getting one, because I look at my pregnancy day by day and week by week on this app, and it gives you a really good visual representation of what your child looks like, which I really appreciate and help, and also lots of more informative information. The two apps that I use the Pregnancy Plus app, and then I also use the Ovia pregnancy app, because I used the Ovia fertility app, and that's the one they recommended for afterwards when you get pregnant. So I use both of them in conjunction with each other. I recommend the Pregnancy Plus app for more like scientific information, and more the visuals they give you there are better, I think, and they just look much more realistic. Whereas the Ovia Pregnancy Plus app I prefer, because you can go on to the community and you can just anonymously post any questions you have, and people will anonymously reply to that. And I found that function on that app to be really useful. So I'd highly recommend those two apps for kind of slightly different uses. This week I have not a huge amount of symptoms because I'm so early on in my pregnancy. They are kind of, the symptoms I've been having are similar to my early pregnancy symptoms video that I'll link here. If you haven't watched it, go and check that out. But essentially the ones that have lingered is I feel like I've still got a little slight cold. I had that when I was very early pregnant, and I feel like a little bit still like that. It's not developed into a cold, but I do still feel like I've slight cold symptoms. I also have a very slight nausea. With my first pregnancy I had morning sickness. Not badly, but I did have morning sickness, and that might happen again with this pregnancy, I'm not sure, but I do feel very slight nausea in the morning. I've been feeling tired, but also really quite motivated. I've done quite a lot of cleaning and tidying this week, and so I've been really into that. I think in this early stage in pregnancy, a lot of it is just getting your head around that you are actually pregnant. I find it quite difficult to actually believe that I'm pregnant, all the way up until even the 12-week scan. I find it hard to believe I'm pregnant until I can see it with my own eyes, you know. And I think that's why people have such early pregnancy scans sometimes, and why that's such a thing that people like to get. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to pay for one of those. I might just wait until the 12-week one that you get on the NHS. And speaking of the NHS, currently at the time of filming this video, we in Scotland are still in lockdown. We are kind of at the tail end of it, so I think we're about to just come out of it. But because of that, I've been looking at all the reasons, all the ways that your appointments and stuff are affected by lockdown, and everyone who's been pregnant in the middle of lockdown will be saying they haven't got a face-to-face appointment with a midwife until they are 28 weeks along. So that's quite late, so that's a little bit concerning. I know for sure that my first few appointments will be phone appointments, but I don't really mind that, because I know at the start, in the UK anyway, they only really take general information and there's not a lot they do at the start. But when it starts to get to taking your blood pressure, taking blood tests, checking the baby's heartbeat, all those kind of things, I feel like you kind of need face-to-face interaction. So I might be lucky and we'll be going out of the lockdown and I'll be able to get a lot of those things still. We'll have to wait and see. I've phoned to get my first midwife phone appointment and they've not called me back yet. So I'm just waiting on that at the moment. No one knows in my family yet, apart from my husband, who I've of course told, and he was very, very happy about it. We are so excited to have baby number 2. It's such a weird thing. Like, you think but you've had a baby the first time, you're like, is this a new thing? You'd expect it to be all new, but baby number 2 feels to me like a whole new thing, and it is, because no 2 pregnancies are the same, no 2 people are the same, nothing's the same. So I had a really good pregnancy with my son the first time and everything went really smoothly, but I am very, very aware that that might not be the same with my second pregnancy, and I do still have in my head a little bit of thoughts of miscarriage because it's so early on, and I think that's natural. But yeah, it can be so difficult sometimes just to kind of keep these thoughts out of your head. That's really why I wanted to make these videos as well, because I know that no pregnancy is the same, so no one's ever going to have identical pregnancy experiences. So I feel like you can never oversaturate the videos on this, because everyone's going to have a completely different experience, and I think the more experiences out there, the better. So that's why I'm doing these videos, to kind of put my experience out there as well. We are planning to keep the pregnancy a secret until 12 weeks scan. If I get an earlier scan, I would maybe tell people earlier, but I don't know if I'm going to get that scan because it does cost money, and I don't want to pay the money, so we'll see. But it is definitely like a thing in your head. It depends. We'll see. If everything goes smoothly as far as I can tell, so with the early pregnancy, I'm going to leave it, I think. But if I get any kind of doubts early on, then I'm going to either try and get an NHS scan or get a scan that's paid for. I know it's a very individual choice, and of course in other countries it's completely different. In the NHS you get, I think it's 2 free scans if you have a very normal pregnancy. You get more if you're high risk. So I think I'm entitled to one at 12 weeks and one at 20 weeks if I remember rightly. And that's kind of all you have. But then when you get later on, you're feeling the baby move, so it's much more of a reassurance. It's definitely at the start that you're like, you can't feel anything and you're just hoping that everything's going to be okay. And I'm very happy to hope that everything's going to be okay with this little baby. I'm praying over it and I'm being happy, and I'm just appreciating the time I have with this little baby, because this is a little person inside me. Whether they're tiny little ant-sized, it's still a person and it's still a human being. So I still get to spend time with this little person now, and I need to really try and appreciate that and live in the moment with that. Definitely at this stage, pregnancy is a mental thing in terms of the struggles that you have. Later on you have physical struggles, but at the very early stages of pregnancy it's definitely more of a mental struggle. And if you're feeling like that, then you're not alone, because I feel like that, and many people feel like that. They feel alone, and I hope this video helps you feel less alone if you're struggling with worries early on about miscarriage. And just know that your baby is your baby for now, and I really try and hold on to that and just appreciate all the time. I will say that I've told Samuel, he's my son, 22 months, I've told him that we're having a baby. He obviously doesn't really have a clue what's happening, but he knows what baby is because he sees babies in prams in the park. And I put my hand in my stomach and I say, baby, baby, and it's so adorable. He goes, like today when we were outside in the garden, he randomly came up to me and put his hand in my stomach and went, baby. And it's so adorable. I can't wait to see what kind of big brother Samuel's going to be. It's going to be the cutest thing ever. I'm a bit nervous about that, but that's a while yet to worry about that. I'm a bit nervous he's going to be jealous, but I think once they get a bit older and to play together, it's going to be the best. I will say now that I have no idea what the gender could be. I feel like I'm a boy mum, but that's just because I've only had a boy. I'm very, very happy whatever gender, because I have a boy and I really, really wanted a boy. If you checked out my other videos that I made before, I talked very seriously about I really wanted a boy, and I told people, and I thought I wanted having a boy, and then they told us it was a girl, and then it came out a boy. So yeah, it was a very strange time last time, and that also means I'm not sure if I'm going to get told. I'm not sure if I'm going to get told at the gender scan the gender, because I don't know if it'll be accurate. So that's another whole topic for another whole day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to link a couple of videos here for you to check out. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe. I'm going to have a massive pregnancy playlist, and I do have pregnancy videos that I've already filmed that you can check out, and I'll see you soon in my next one. Bye.